Good afternoon, good evening, 10:30 at night. One video today, one video yesterday. What's happening, Mr. Tack fans? I've been trying to work my cucumber in the last couple of days, so I've been having a hard time doing videos. You see this on my head? Let me tell you what happened. I went to McDonald's, and at McDonald's, I think they have a new paper out of McDonald's, and they're showing something about science. And they show a picture that your picture can be inside the science lab, but it's a lot more than that, but I don't have it with me. So anyways, they were giving out crayons and markers, and I put my crayons on the stove, and I was cooking something in the stove. So if you can look at the closet, that's all candle wax. Now I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I'm a little bit behind, and there's tons to do. One of the things I'm thinking to do is take Pythagorean, spell out the word and explain that in numbers, Chaldean, and spell out the word and say that in numbers, then do Gematria, and I've said all this before, so I don't want to bore you, and then I'll do numbers in Kabbalah. Then I'll take the Kabbalah chakra sign, and I'll put numbers according to the way they are, and I'll explain why. Then what I have to do is I have to take Pythagorean, Chaldean, Gematria, and what I have to do is I have to write out and reflect their own numbers, in which it's 26 letters in the alphabet, but it's not 26 in a line. But if it was 26 in a line, I'd have to write out 52, 108, etc. Okay? What I would do is I'd put out either sections of 6 or sections of 9 or sections of 12, the same way that it's done online, and then go 1 to 12, and then 12 back to 1. But when I go from 1 to 12, I'll start at 1 to 12 the other way, saying 12, 13 is 1, 14 is 2, 15 is 3. If 15 is 3, 1 and 5 is 6. 3 is 3, becomes 6 and 3 in the same box. And I'll work one number against the other one. What will I get? Well, eventually, after a period of time, which could take a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, I don't know, I'll eventually be able to balance whatever else came in the numerological value, whatever I found, just like looking in a thesaurus, just like looking in a dictionary, but I have to work a long time before it broadens out and it tells the real truth, because you really want to know what the letters are. The letters create the shapes. I mean, it's all weird. I was just on See the Truth. Somebody sent her a message, so I went on to her site, and I noticed she had 2 number 3s. Now, when you look at her number 3s, okay, I don't know if this is going to work out. If you look at this, this is a butterfly. It's 2 hearts, a butterfly number 3, and this over here, I don't know if you see this. I don't know if you see this. Do you see this part here and this part here? They can be like plug. You plug this to this, and the energy continues. Now, if you don't see that energy continue, okay, what I'm going to show you is this. Elephant's feet. You ever see what an elephant's foot looks like when it goes to the ground? It looks like this. The other thing I was telling you about fingers, and what we've done about fingers, is I count to the 5th finger. Don't forget the thumb. We really have to say the thumb is counted out. It's 1 thumb to 4 fingers. But then you're going to say, well, it's a pinky and it's a this. It's 1 to 4. Okay, so depending on really how you want to count, there's many ways to count, but just let's use it as 5 digits, okay? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we be at the pinky here. We start at the pinky becomes 5, and the pinky becomes 6. Anyways, that's basic, okay? The other thing I want to talk about is, has anybody ever gone to Phoenix, Arizona? Has anybody heard of phobia? What about phobos? A false bus, Phoenix, Arizona, or one of the Mars moons. Not only that, it has something to do with an area or a part of the country which is in Asia. So that means part of this country that's in Asia is owned one of the higher sources. Okay? See, we had 1 thumb. Another thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure if I mentioned, we have the king, we have the king, we have the queen's jewels, is how we crown our head. Anyways, let's get to what I really wanted to talk to. I can turn this into the British flag somehow. I don't remember how. I can also turn it into the Swedish flag, but I'd have to reconnect everything. And well, there you go. I mentioned something I went absolutely nowhere. Here's the dice, all right? This is just one simple dice. There's more. Now, we've done this already. Now, you see this one over here? This is number 3, okay? 1 is the loneliest one. Now, you tell me, is 1 odd? I want to know if 1 is odd. It's equal to all the corners. Is it further to this corner than it is this corner? No. So it's equal to the corners. Therefore, all the sides are equal to the same. So is it odd? 1 owns 360 degrees of the surface face. But inside, 1 doesn't really exist in the beta world until we have this formation. This is the formation of 1. 1 and 2 come together, and it creates 3. That's why 3 is alive, because it only can be alive. The only time it's alive is here. Here it's not alive. What happens is with this, those 2s, you see the way those 2s, if I overlap those dice and those 2s, I end up with the 4 dice. I take that 4 dice and put the 1 dice. Everybody knows I end up with the 5 dice. Now, if you take a look, okay, and it's really weird. 1, 2, 3 go on a corner, and 1, 4, 5 go on a corner. 5, 1, 4. 4, 5, and 9. 4 and 5 create your 9. What else did I want to say? So 1 is the loneliest guy. It doesn't exist until 2, in which we start creating things as number 3. 3 and 4. 3 lives inside of 4. 3 lives inside of 4. Is that what it is? This is 4, this is 3. How would you put 3 and 4 together? Would you put it together like this? And I've done this in my last video, okay? And you'd put it like 1 is this way, 1 is this way, and you'd end up with 7 of 9. You're always going to end up with 7 of 9. 7 of 9 this way, or 7 of 9 that way. 14 of 18. R, and the 14th is N. N and R are the 2 of them. What other thing did I want to mention? I mentioned this already. The marriage, the queen, the king, the jewels, the halo, the Magen David with this inside of it. I saw a picture somewhere else. Has anybody ever watched Hogan's Heroes, Stalag 13, Analog, State, The Gala? I did this thing on Laval. Gaia, okay, Mother Earth Gaia, okay, has to do with the importance of Jack, because J and G are an exchange in the French language. Where else am I? I was working on simple things, hard and soft. Hard is the H, soft, spirit, heaven, hard and soft. 1 becomes 60, okay, which becomes the angel. This is the energy. The boil becomes 12. How 89 and 56 come to a boil where both think E and F think together. I wish I can say it much better than that, but I can't. But the greatest thing of all is the egg. Neptune, man's mind, connects to the one soul of the spirit body, which connects to the moon, the 7th gate, 757, egg, in the year 5775. The other thing I was going to mention is an annuity. An annuity, I don't remember how to say that. Annuity. The beaver. This is below, this is above. The way this becomes the letter P. Has anybody really ever saw that letter P? And I'm going to be all over the place. So, I'm going to try and show you. There's a star like this, and then there's a star like this. And what happens is I take this star and I connect it to that star, okay? And then I take this star and I connect it to that line, and I go down here and now you've created your P, connecting the two stars together. See the way they have this? This will go here, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. This is how the E comes underneath, out of the P and out of the P. This is the one spirit light, and I can't exactly express that, but I do want to show you something. When we count 1 to 36, we add 1 becomes 37. If we go 1 to 360, we add 1 becomes 361, which is 19 times 19, which are the surroundings of the moon. But what I wanted to say next is that if we pick time, okay, to be 1.5 times what it actually is, then 1.5 times 360 is 540 degrees, in which 3 times 135, which are the 3 suits, equals to 405. 40 is the blue palette, which means the air that we must rent, that we breathe in, and we pay the price because we grow old. The 5 is the energy cycle, and then when you turn it around, it becomes 504. It seems like we can go to one railroad track in Monopoly, but we can't go to both. We go back to go. We go to 5, the railroad track, or we count the spot we're standing on. We go 4, then we go back to the spot we stand on and go the other way 4, staying one inside both railroad tracks. It's the question. Is that what we actually do? There was something about 504. I wish I could really say that. There's something also about the duck, the beaver. Man, when I don't write things down and I ran out of paper, I have to go to the store. My video seems to be working in bits and pieces. Wow, my video is working in bits and pieces, eh? Have you heard of, you remember the pumpkin? You remember the pumpkin? You remember how you connect 2 sides? You turn it upside down, it could be 9 and 6. If you curl it underneath, it becomes the pumpkin wheels. And all of a sudden you put a horse in front, we can pull the pumpkin to the last ball. Now, I'm all over the place. I really don't like this. Protectors of the jewel. The jack. The jack in the deck has 6 eyes above and 6 eyes below. Is that what it's talking about, the beaver dam? 6 eyes above, 6 eyes below on the jack. All of a sudden it becomes woman. Queen has 4, has 8 and 8. She is 88, and she gets involved in the piano. Although in the piano you go 7, 7, 7, and 7, okay, the amount of keys is 8 and 8. Does that mean Chaldean owns the piano vibration, in which Chaldean is what lets the egg to become the egg and the sperm to become that child? Now I know you know what, I'm listening to myself talk and I'm not happy. Did I mention Kansas City? They have Highway 70 and Highway 35 together, which is 1.5 times 70 or divided by 2 equals to 35, and 35 is 70 equals to 105, the hand of God, and all the tornadoes that happen over there. I can't seem to focus exactly on where I want to go. But if somebody sat right here and said, okay, show me this, I could do it right away. But the minute I have to choose, I'm not sure where to begin to choose. There's just so much. And some people would just say, you're so full of it. Well, you know what? Maybe I am. Maybe I am, but I can show you a whole lot of fools of it. There's so many numbers. There's so many numbers. I don't know if we spoke about this one. It's just we're coming right now into the end of a period of time. I showed this, and I want to show this again and do this. There's so much. I'm tired. I'm so tired, and it's only 10:30 at night. Let me show you this one last part. Number 8, Anuit, okay, 8. But when they go to number 80, I'll say, okay, when they go to 80, which is 8, they don't say 8. They say 4. They say 4. And I've said that before. Okay? Nuit, vitre, the night and the day. The 8, from above and below, from the arches of the 8, Raphael 7286. On a constellation of Pegasus. I'm really sorry that this is not the greatest video. There's just an immense amount of things that I have to think and focus. And I wanted to start on Solomon's seal. Every time I look up Solomon's seal, all I find is a flower. Raphael 7286 on a constellation of Pegasus. I really appreciate everybody putting up, because I really see some of the crap I'm putting out, and I'm really not happy with it. And I'm not happy with it because I know there's more and there's much, much better. I see. THAW, WHAT. Did we do this together? Let's do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. Who, what, when, where, and why. Now, if we went who, what, when, where, and why, we would actually going, who is how, with the same letters. What is a hat? Same letters. When is the hen, which is the chicken or the rooster, and why is high. But if you ever thought of it, about the hen, have you ever looked at the chicken, red here, 2 pieces down here? Somehow, I think the chicken has to do with something to do with our heart. I really do. He's got yellow feet, and he's got a red cone. So the communication with spirit and soul, his body, okay, splits between spirit and soul. He's red and he's yellow. So he's 1 and he's 2, because red is red, as red number 27 equals 9, and yellow is 92. 9 and 2 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 9 come together. And there's a number system or a color system where red and yellow come together as 1 and 2. But have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this? Well, this is what time is all about. 365 days and 47 in the dog pound. 125 days. This is May 5th. I got sick on this part. And then 589. Now, what do you want to do at 5'8", 85, 58, 25? We live on this digital from here to here. This is the digital we live on. 3, 6, 5, 4, 7. 5 and 4, the sun of love. 5 and 6, the face of man. 6 and 3, the creation of the 3 worlds. Now, we should be taking this and pulling it into here and making all triangles. And now we have the Trinity in each one of the world, and it looks like the Russian star, the German star of some sort. We talked about number 8, Wit. Not only that, it's associated with oysters. Oysters, the first 2 letters, says that the earth of man, of angel 11, because when you play the game, okay, throw the dice, 11 and 7, they say yo, élève, which means student in French. And when you throw the dice 1 and 2, as I showed you in here, this one over here, this arm, you lose. This 89 is a reflection of 1 and 2 in the 10th and worlds, but 8 is a reflection of 6. 9 is a reflection of 5. 6 and 5 is 11. That's a winner. That's a loser. That's a winner. Now this one over here would be 3 and 6, which is 9. This one over here, which would be 7 and 4, which would be 11. You have 9, 11. What does it mean? I don't know. Ask me the right question. When I figure out something, I can explain to you what it is, how it comes. We find another way. I can tell you that in the game on 7-11, you win. And the odds, apparently, I hope I'm correct me if stand me wrong, if it's 4 to 1, if you make a bet on the 7-11 before you throw the dice, and you bet 7-11 before the point is made, you must make a point in the reason before you throw the dice. A point in life, a point in the reason. In the game they call craps 7-11, in which the odds are in the game. And in craps, okay, in craps, this 11 will be this 3. This 11, this 11, this 3, this 3, this 11, this 11, this 3, and all I'm doing is turning around the dice. So all your dice will be opposites of 7, 7. But when they're not opposites of 7, 7, okay, the opposites of whatever they are will always count to 14, always be the same opposites. Let's turn the dice. 6 and 2 is 8. The opposite of 8 is 6. Now, 4 and 2 is 6. 1 and 5 is 6. 5 and 3 is 8. 6 and 2 is 8. 4 and 2. So it's showing you 2 and 2 kinds of 6s and 2 and 2 kinds of 8s, in which on the outside is 3 and the outside is 9. But if that's on the outside, then what's on the inside? 5, telling you that the opposite of the 9 is the 5, of which where you paired them together of 6 and 8. You turn them right together. You have 6 and 2, 8, and 4 and 2, 6. Now, what are the rings? What is the pig nose? The marriage ring and your own mind being married within itself as the queen and king are inside your own mind. How is it? And how you get crowned with the jewels of life when the question comes to be how we connect the exterior world and its magnets, its electricity, its energy force, how we connect the rings of life to come in. And one of the things is this. You take a circle, a complete circle. But is this a complete circle? Or do you have to melt it? And take another letter, like the G. And then there you go. You got your G in the circle. As long as you keep pulling on it like this, it'll never come apart. It's when you slack and let go of the energy that it falls apart. So all life you pull, and then at the end of life you die. There's no more compression. It just separates and the spirit goes away. Body goes into the ground and you are gone. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know if and when I'll be back again. I was thinking of How Now, Brown Cow. You know what's funny about How Now, Brown Cow? Is the minute I put chocolate into my milk, or the minute I put my milk into my coffee, I get How Now, Brown Cow. The oyster, okay, is the spirit resident angel of the energy electronic that's coming from one world into the other one. That's a partial connection for a deeper connect into the spirit world, in which, because it's also telling you about oysters and oysters attached sexual relationship, you have to think that your sex organs are also connected to the other world and memory. Okay, you see this guy over here? It's a club. Everybody join the clubhouse. Has anybody seen DVDs? A D and a V creates the R. Here's the D, here's the V, creates the R. It says Jack Queen King in 2 languages. I mean, I can do this. I've done this before. Andrew Jackson, Drew Carey, DNA, the sand of the land. I don't even know which way I'm going. Ard, A-R-D, how hard. Canard is a duck. Outard is a goose. RD is angel resident of 3rd rank. RD 18 and 4. Okay, which is 9 and 4, which connects your Pluto to your Mars and has something to do with the child that is inside of you. And don't forget about goofy. You're acting a little goofy. So we all have to understand these concepts that we were taught, and let's say they mean nothing, or let's create a whole story that everything means something, and we'll create a puzzle. And the puzzle will be whatever it is. Another thing is that New York City, the Big Apple, this is New York City. Here's the plug. It's plugged in. I believe, because of what they said about the Twin Towers, that underneath New York City, if you go down 20 miles or 30 miles, there's a complete other kind of city right under the ground. Otherwise, they wouldn't call it the Big Apple, the core, Central America. What I wanted to say is, a new word that I learned, Te amo, but if you put the word T-E-A-M-O together, it says the team of love. What have I been looking at lately? I've been looking at this lately. I don't know if you can see it. Arabic. See the cat? There's a little bit of something, a little bit everywhere. Raphael 7286. I know I didn't finish. We remember what we started with? Number 1 on the dice. Number 1 in the cards. 1, what can 1 do? 1 alone, what can 1 do? Because 1 with the palm. 1 and 2 come together is 3. 1 and 2. They're 2 separate things. 2 is 2. That's the way 2 is. This is your, would this be your 2, the thumb and the pinky? And would this be your actual number 1? Would this be your number 1? Because these 2 come together. Or is it these 2 that are the 2 and this one is number 1? Then what are these actual 2 here? Because I'm trying to refer to this one over here. So I got to look a little bit deeper into it. Maybe somebody can help me. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching. Do you remember the Mexicans with the hats? The Toro. Well, take a look. Wouldn't this look like the Toro hats? Toro, DVD player, Calling of the Bulls. I definitely 100% see this as a Toro hat. Now you got to call the bull with the red hat. Thank you for watching with the red